don't know if you can see that, but there's a herd of like 10 deer over there. Probably too far away for you guys to see it. On top of that little mound. They're looking right at me. They're just sitting there looking at me. Huge deer. I just passed a pack of like 5 or 6 javelina, large javelina, about 10 minutes ago. And now I come on this pack of deer. It's pretty cool. You don't always see stuff when you come up here, especially during the day. So that's pretty neat. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. Hey guys, welcome back to AZ Off-Grid. I'm back up at the Off-Grid property. It is Sunday, November 25th. It's just before 4 p.m. Just got up here. I gotta see what is what around here. Check everything over. Something's been messing with my bones. Okay, so let's take a look in here real quick. Hey, it's Sadie. Sadie, I'll get out. Wanna come out? Come on, dog. Come on. Come on. Come on, Sadie. Stupid. What are you doing, silly? Come on. Let's go. Come on. Sorry guys, it's really windy out here right now. There she goes. Happy dog. She's been in there for about 7 hours. Just as awesome as can be. She doesn't make a sound. She doesn't throw up. She doesn't go to the bathroom. This is her spot right here. Every time, this is where she goes to the bathroom. Okay, so it's been a long time since I put a video out on YouTube. And for the most part, mainly because I haven't been up here. The last video I put out was September 2nd-ish. That's when I was up here. A couple of major things have happened in my life since then. I did come up here last month on October 22nd. I was here for, I don't know, a day and a half. Hey, stop it. And I recorded quite a bit of video, and I got a bit of stuff done while I was here. But when I got back home and edited the video and put it all together for YouTube, I started thinking about some of the content that I had put in it, and I deemed it to be a little too personal for YouTube. It took me a couple weeks kind of going back and forth in my head whether or not I was going to put it on YouTube, but ultimately I decided not to. There's just a lot of stuff I put in that video that I don't know, I decided I'd rather keep between me and my family. But some of the major things that have happened in the last few months is I did sell my 2017 Ford Super Duty. This is my main ride now up here to the property. Took me a little while to sell the truck, just because everybody was lowballing me. I knew exactly what it was worth and what I wanted for it, and I just kept getting low offers, you know, from CarMax, Car Gurus, the Ford dealership. It's ridiculous, kind of insulting, but believe it or not, I got a pretty good offer from the Dodge dealership in the town where I live, and they bought it from me outright. I walked in, they went out and took a look at the truck, a few minutes, came in, gave me an offer, and I was pleasantly surprised with the amount they offered me. So, hey, stop it. So, yeah, we made the deal right then and there, and it was done. I think I mentioned in my last video back in September, I'm not going to need that truck for a little while, and there's no sense in paying for it when it just sits at home. You know, with payment and insurance, it's $1,000 a month. So meanwhile, my warranty is expiring every month that goes by, and I'm not really using the truck. So I figure I'd just sell it. I figure in about probably 3 or 4 years, I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. I initially wanted to get a dually, like an F450 dually. But I've been doing a little research on it, and it looks like the dualies don't do so good in deep mud. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But from what I've seen, it looks like the dualies, the rear tires, they just kind of push the mud and they don't really cut through it. So, and that'll be a problem up here for me, because you know, you guys, if you see my other videos, you know it gets really deep mud here. And I can't have that, I'll get stuck. So the other major thing that's happened in my life, and this is pretty much what I was, the part of my video from October that I never aired. I went into a lot of detail on this, and I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Not sweet, actually bitter. My dad, he passed away in September. September 28th, he passed away at 62 years old. I don't think I ever mentioned it, but he's been battling pancreatic cancer for over a year, and he lost his battle. So in the video I did in October, I went into a whole lot of detail as far as, I don't know, our relationship and how we grew up and stuff like that, and I just figured I'll keep that with the family. I'm not going to put that on YouTube. So yeah, 62 years old. Just I don't know, it's hard to put it in words until you've lost a family member like that, a parent. So yeah, so I'm gonna kind of do a little recap later on here in the video as to what I got done while I was here in October. Try to keep that portion of it short anyways. You know, my videos run kind of long, so I'll do my best to keep most of it to a minimum. This tree here, this white oak, I planted in I think September. When I came up here in October, the leaves were all still on there. They're over there in the corner now, but the leaves were all like amber colored in October. I thought that was pretty cool. You probably can't tell here, but that thing looks like it's dead, but it's not. It's still alive. The top branches there are green still. So, yep, it's still alive. I'm happy about that. That thing hasn't been watered in months. But I think this is the type of climate that those trees like. And then I also planted the this ponderosa pine over here. Still alive. Looks pretty good, I think. Hopefully that one will be a keeper. It's pretty chilly up here. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels pretty cold, especially with that breeze. Let's take a look. Of course, this thing's in the sun, so it says 50 degrees. I think it's probably a little cooler than that. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna check everything over because I haven't been here in a month. Oh, excuse me. And get my dog some food and water, get unpacked, and then I will get back with you guys here in just a little bit. Alright, so I'm all unpacked. It's about 5:30. Yeah, I was right. The temperature was lower than what that thermometer said. It was 44 degrees out here. Yeah, it's 39 out here now, and it's dropping quick. So I realized that I made a mistake when I was here in October. I accidentally left my battery kill switch on. This trailer did not come with a battery kill switch. It was wired to the battery directly from the battery to the trailer. And there's certain electronics in there that will kind of slowly draw power over the course of about a month, and will eventually drain those batteries dead. And that's what happened. There's no what do you call it? There's no main shut off in the breaker box. I mean, you can shut everything off in there, and the light on the radio head, the backlit screen on the radio head, it's always lit up no matter what you turn off in there. So it's kind of an issue I've had for a long time. So I installed that battery kill switch, and I've saved my batteries by doing that, but I forgot to shut it off last time, and these batteries were completely dead. So I left the switch off because it's pretty much dang near dark out here. I'll turn the switch back on tomorrow when the sun is out, and I'll let the trailer charge the batteries off of my solar. So that's pretty much it. Everything looks pretty good around here. Nothing's been messed with as far as I can tell. I checked one of my cameras that I have out here, and we had a whole bunch of javelina messing around through here while I was gone. Just like a couple days in a row they were through here and just being nosy, you know. They're big suckers too, man. Yeah, so my batteries were in float when I got here, but as soon as I turned the power on, I didn't even think about it, but it started charging the batteries on the trailer along with everything else that I have plugged in and charging right now. My laptop, my phone, the fridge has to cool down, stuff like that. And it started to, I had the furnace going to cool or to warm the trailer up, and freaking zapped my batteries. They're at 12.4 now. We've been running for about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Just trying to charge everything all at once. I should have waited till tomorrow to charge my laptop and my phone and all that stupid stuff, but it's okay. I got the generator here. I'll plug it in here in a little bit, charge those batteries up. Other mistake I made is I didn't bring up any gas, so there's some gas left in there, not a lot, but it should be enough to charge up those batteries, enough to get me through the night. And then tomorrow, while the sun is shining, I will have everything plugged in and charging during the day, so it doesn't need to charge at night. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go for now. I'll probably catch you in the morning. It's getting really cold out here, and I want to get inside and get toasty. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning. It's about, I don't know what time it is. Let's see. I can't even get to my watch. I think it's about 7:30-ish. When I got up this morning, it was 29 degrees and then, well, 30, and then it dropped to 28 by around 6:30. It's pretty cold out here still. My thermometer says it's 34 degrees now, but I don't know if you can see, but it's got the sun shining on it down there. So I don't think it's 34 degrees out here yet. All right, so I was a little concerned with my battery power last night, because when I got here, I got everything all plugged in and turned on, and I was charging laptop, cell phone. I have a backup battery pack for charging devices, and I was charging that as well. Had the fridge running inside the cabin there. Had the furnace going, had the TV going, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I went out in like an hour and checked, and it looked like that my batteries were getting low. It said 12.2 volts. But I unplugged the laptop. What else did I unplug? I don't think I did unplug anything else. Laptops don't really take much power, but once everything kind of got settled and charged and stopped running all at once, I came out here just before I went to sleep, and the batteries said 12.4. And when I got up this morning, after the furnace had run all night, and refrigerator and whatnot, the battery bank was still at 12.4. So no issues there. I hooked the generator up this morning because I wanted to make some coffee on my Keurig that I just got for the trailer here, and I didn't want to, you know, hit the batteries hard when they're down at 12.4. So let me tell you, that generator was not easy to start. It was I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was all dark out here, super cold, probably about as cold as it is right now. My hands are freezing. That thing did not want to start. I don't know, it's probably been about three or 4 months since I've started it, and it was freaking cold out here. Probably took me about 15 minutes to get it started. I probably pulled on it like, I don't know, 50, 60 times. But it finally cranked up, and after that it was good to go. So, all right, I'm gonna take the dog out for a nice long walk this morning. It's absolutely beautiful out here, as you can see. Just a slight breeze. We're gonna go for about a 2-mile walk. She needs to get out and move around a little bit. She's been huddled up in the trailer since yesterday. And when we come back, I'm gonna do a little overview of what I got done here back in October when I was here, and then from there we'll figure out what we're gonna do while we're here this trip out. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. So something I've never noticed before, I find it surprising that I haven't noticed it. This is the southeast corner of my property here, right where the road goes up the east side of my property here. This tree right here, it's it's actually two trees. So you have the juniper, looks like a big old bush, right? And then right out of the middle of the bunch there, you have a pine tree growing. And that's probably the tallest pine tree I've found on my property. Right out of the middle of it. And it looks like this juniper is kind of hindering its growth. The pine tree's trying to grow branches through the middle of it, but it's kind of obstructed. So I may, at some point, get rid of the juniper that surrounds it, so it'll be free to grow. That is the largest pine tree I've found on my property. It's a pinyon pine. It's the same trees that grow up at the Grand Canyon, not too far from here. This is the third one I've found on my property, and the largest. There's another one up the driveway over there, off about 30 feet, that you cannot see. I found that by accident, just kind of walking through the woods. It's actually two trees. It's split down at the bottom and forked off into two trees. It's a bit shorter than this one. This one's a lot more mature. I just don't know why I've never noticed it before. It's just weird. I've come through here 1,000 times and I've never seen that. They blend in so well, you can't see them, you know. It's hard to tell what is what in this tree. Looks like just a giant juniper bush until you get up closer and you can tell it's a pine tree inside. So, 3 years, almost 4 years I've been here, and I've never noticed that. So what that tells me is there's going to be a lot more of these pine trees on my property that I just simply can't see because they're so camouflaged with the junipers. That's very interesting, very cool. I just thought I'd share that with you guys real quick while we're on our walk. All right, we're going to get back to our walk. Okay, so it's just before 1 p.m. It's about 47 degrees out here. It's not too bad. It's a little breezy still. All right, so I'm gonna do a little recap on what I did here in October. So basically, the first thing I did was I brought an old crappy digital thermostat from home. I just replaced one downstairs not too long ago, and I tried to wire it up here in the trailer, and it didn't work out. I got everything to work except for I couldn't get the heater burner to ignite. I got the AC to work, the fans all to work, everything to work except for the heater burner. So I found a direct replacement for it, digital replacement for it, which I'm going to pick up here in the next couple of weeks, I think. The reason why I want a digital thermostat versus the old analog is, for one, you never really know what temperature you're setting it at. You might set it for 60 degrees or 70 degrees, but that's really not the true temperature, because I have a digital thermometer in there, and it's always different than what the analog thermometer reads on the wall. And the other reason is there's a pretty large temperature swing in there. I don't use the AC on this thing. It doesn't really get hot enough up here for AC in the summer. I mean, I can tolerate 90 degrees, you know, but in the winter it gets freaking cold here, and it gets cold in the trailer fast. These aren't very well insulated. So when you set the heater, have it running, let's say you have it set at 66 degrees. It'll warm up in there and get nice-ish. It generally feels cooler than 66 degrees when it shuts off, but anyways, it's gonna drop. The temperature will drop quite a bit in there before it turns back on. So you go from being okay to getting pretty darn cold, and then the heater kicks on, you know, and then it'll run for 10-15 minutes and then shut off again. A digital thermostat will prevent that. It'll kick on sooner and then should shut off sooner, so you don't have such a quite a large temperature swing in there from hot to cold. Okay, let's see what else I did over here. I did go ahead and remove the jack stands that I had underneath the slide, and when I left last month I pulled the slide in. I've left the slide out for probably about the last 2 years or so, maybe even longer, and didn't really have any issues until I came here in October, and I think water was leaking in somewhere right around here. I don't know, it's not making a very good seal at the bottom on the inside, and the carpet was a little damp there when I came here last month, and the trim board at the bottom that goes around that side of the slide on the inside, it was swelled up from soaking up the water. So from now on, I'm just going to pull the slide in when I leave and put it out when I get here. Let's see. The other thing I did while I was here last month is, I don't know if you remember in my other couple videos, but I had some pretty gnarly corrosion building up on these terminals here, and there's a couple more over there. It's pretty nasty. So I went ahead and took off all the battery cables, the entire bank, and I soaked them in some what do you call it, baking soda and water, and scrubbed them with an old toothbrush and got all that crap off of there. I went ahead and checked all the batteries for the water level, and let me tell you, they were pretty low. The plates weren't showing yet, but it was darn near, they were darn near getting ready to show. So I filled them all up. Interestingly enough, these two Duracells that I added most recently, probably about, I don't know how long ago, maybe 10 months ago, they were lower than the lowest batteries in that set of the bank. So I don't know what the deal is with that. And then I went ahead and sprayed everything, all the connections, with this oil-based battery corrosion preventative, this NCP2. I think I got it at Walmart, and that's supposed to keep it from getting all nasty again on these terminals. It all looks pretty good from last month, so we'll see. And then I also wanted to go check on the batteries that are up here at the front of the trailer. This trailer only came with one battery when I bought it. It had one interstate battery up here. I had to retrofit a different mounting system down there out of some old scrap metal that we had laying around to be able to put two batteries in there. The two batteries that I wanted, and these are pretty big batteries. Let me see if I can pull this lid off. It's kind of a pain. Alright, I can't get this stupid thing off. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys down here for a second. Sorry you gotta stare at that stupid label, but that's where the camera seems to want to sit without falling down. And I'm gonna try to do this without cutting myself. Come on. This plastic's old. It doesn't want to flex. Alright, there we go. almost there, guys. Okay, so these batteries I put on here in 2014. Okay, so originally I had one interstate battery on here. I ended up getting another interstate battery and linking them in parallel, which worked okay until I did something stupid. And when I was first learning how to use solar power and this and that, I had a bright idea of oh, let's see, how did I do it? So I had a Harbor Freight 45 watt solar power kit, and I was running that to the batteries through the charge controller, and then I had a 1000 watt inverter, which I then had hooked up to the batteries, and then plugged the power cord in and around and into my trailer. I was basically trying to run all of my 110 appliances off of my batteries by doing that, and it actually worked. I was able to, run the TV and the microwave and all that, but I really killed my batteries by doing that. I zapped them pretty good. So I ended up having to replace them, and I went ahead and got these 29 DCs from Walmart, and that was almost 5 years ago. I feel bad about saying this, but I've never checked the water levels on either one of these batteries. So I wanted to come over here and fill them up. I figured they were probably bone dry. Well, to my surprise, when I pulled the caps off, they were full, as high as they could be. I couldn't believe it. These batteries have been great. I'm going to tell you now. They're a deep cycle. They're a large deep cycle. I don't know how to say it. I've drained these batteries to dead several times. They were drained to dead when I got here yesterday, and I just charge them up and they work, and they've been working for me since 2014. So I have nothing bad to say about these Everstart 29 DC batteries. Pretty good for the price you pay. They're relatively inexpensive, when you compare them to like Trojans and whatnot. I think for the two of those, it probably costs for the two of those what one Trojan like T111 battery would cost, I'm guessing. So I thought that was pretty neat. Let me try to get this lid back on here. Oops, backwards. All right, good. Sadie, where you at, dog? What are you doing? Okay, so that's pretty much all I did when I was here last month. I don't think I did anything else while I was here. Oh yeah, that's right. I did go ahead and put some more tape on the carport tent thing over here. I had put tape on it in September, but I didn't apparently put enough on, and the splits were spreading from underneath the tape. And then up there on the peak, I don't know if you can see it with the sun shining right at you, but there was a large tear up there, and I had to tape that up pretty good. So looks like it's holding pretty good now. Hopefully we won't get a ton of snow this year like we did last year and just flatten this thing. All right, so I stopped at a Home Depot in Prescott, Arizona on my way up here. I was really looking for like a Doug fir ponderosa pine tree kind of thing, but they don't have any of those right now. So I did find an Austrian pine. I had a whole bunch of those there. Where's this label for that? Oh, this thing's supposed to look like that someday. Who knows? It says it's deer resistant. I don't know if it's cow resistant, but we'll find out. And then I got some of these holly plants. These look really cool. I like these a lot. Very neat. The Royal Duet Holly Blue Prince and Princess, whatever. Would you get out of my shot there, dog? Hey, you. Okay, so these are supposed to be good down to minus 20 degrees, so they shouldn't have any trouble here in the winter. I'm not sure where I'm going to plant those. I might plant the pine like right over there. I don't know. Oh yeah. So on the way back from the walk this morning, I found 4 or 5 more of the pinyon pine trees on my property, just along the driveway, growing right up inside one of these junipers, ranging from large to very young, maybe a couple years old, 2 years old, a year old, something like that. So if I could find that many on my driveway, that means they're going to be all out here in the property. I just haven't seen them yet. They're so well hidden. We're not going on another walk right now. Are you crazy? You're getting kind of fat. Maybe we should go for a walk. Me too. So we still have a pretty good amount of birds here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up these bird feeders, and then we'll figure out where we're gonna plant these couple of plants here, and that's about it probably for today. I'm just kind of chilling and relaxing, just enjoying my time up here. It's wow, it's really beautiful up here. It's amazing. It's a little cold at night, but it's amazing. What else? I think that's about it. Can't think of anything else right now. So I do have a little project that I'm going to start working on up over here. I got to put all my other projects on hold. There's something else that's gonna take up more of my time here in the next couple of months. But I got something I'm going to do, I think, in this space right over here. So the only issue is it's not very level over there. Kind of tilts south. So I don't know, but I'll let you guys know a little more about that later on when I figure out if this is when I'm going to do it and how I'm going to do it. So anyways, I haven't seen much other wildlife other than a rabbit this morning. Saw a neighbor about 1.5 miles from here when I was on my walk this morning. But he or she or whoever didn't want to stop and say hi, so maybe next time. Hey, where are you going? Come on. Alright, we'll let you guys go, and I'll probably get back with you guys later. Take care. Alright, so it's about, I don't know what time it is, 5 o'clock? Maybe 4:30. It's 47 degrees. It's still breezy, which makes it feel colder. I didn't do a whole lot today. I went and took the dog for another long walk. We did a little cross country today out through the woods there. We went about, I don't know, about a half mile that way, and then came down and around and back. Found a leg bone to something, probably a deer. My dog showed a little interest in it. I did go ahead and plant the that holly bush. Went ahead and planted it over here. I decided not to put the Austrian pine over here because that thing is gonna, if it survives, it's gonna take up this entire area. They're a pretty big tree. They grow pretty wide, and I don't want to block out all the sunlight coming in over here in the afternoon. So this is supposed to get between 5 and 10 feet tall at maturity. We'll see if it gets there or not, but I just put this little cage that I had on another spot over here that the cows trampled and tore to crap. I kind of bent it back the best I could. This is not to keep the cows out, it's just to keep like the rabbits and the javelina from messing with it. If the cows want it, they're gonna get it. But this is kind of a coved in area right here, so I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of cattle traffic right through here. I never see any of their hoof prints in here or any of their crap, so I'm guessing this is not a high traffic area for the cows. So I do know the javelina come through here quite a bit. They always show up on my cameras walking right through here. For whatever reason, they like that rock over there by the bucket. I don't know why. Anyways, that's all I'm going to do today. I did fill up the bird feeders. Well, I filled one and then did about a third of the other. I ran out of bird seed, so I will have to pick up some more. It's been a beautiful day. No clouds, slight breeze, a little chilly though. So I'm gonna go watch the TV for a little bit, and here in a few I'm gonna fire up the barbecue and cook some brats. I'm gonna take this stuff home, some 2-gauge wire, it's welding wire with the fine stranded wire in my crimper. I'm gonna probably at some point put a couple of deep cycle AGM batteries in the back of this thing, and then I'm gonna power it from the alternator, because there's times when I drive up here after work and I'm just super tired, and I don't know, sometimes I feel like I wish I could just pull over and sleep for a little bit. So I may end up doing that just so I can crash in here for a little bit when I'm really tired coming up here, so as to not crash. Yeah, and that's just for like laptop power and whatever else I want to throw back there while I'm back there. So this light, I think these lights are shot. This one right here, while the sun was shining on this little panel, this light was on. It was shining, not very bright, just a little, but for some reason it was on. So I don't know, I think that light's probably toast. I'm gonna end up getting a couple of LED motion sensor lights. I'm gonna try to get the same ones I have at home. They're hardwired, but super bright. I mean, they'll light this entire area up. The one I have at home is very similar to this style right here. It's got the 3 different lights that you can angle different directions, you know, but they're not these kind of LEDs. These are, in my opinion, cheap ass LEDs. But the one, I forget where I got it, either Lowe's or Home Depot. The one I have at home is just like crazy bright. Somebody drives by my house and it comes on, it lights up that entire area of my street. It's kind of ridiculous bright, but that's what I need out here. I'm gonna probably put one there in place of that, and then I'll probably put another one right above the door on the battery room here. That'll make it easy to wire up. Oh, I've been meaning to take a kilowatt meter home, and actually have one at home, and test out that light and see how much power it draws when it's on. It's probably not too bad considering it's LEDs, but they are super bright, so who knows. But you know, it stays on for 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes I think, and then it shuts off, so it shouldn't draw too much power. The birds have found the bird seed. Oh yeah, when we were on our walk over here earlier, we walked right up next to a big jackrabbit, and he was hiding in a bush, or a tree. Looks like a bush. We walked right up next to him. We were just standing there, and the thing just takes off bolting from about 10 feet away from us. I never knew he was there. He just blended right in. And of course Sadie went off after him, but she's no match when it comes to speed compared to a rabbit, so we know who won that race. That's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and plant the Austrian pine. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I don't really have a great spot for it around here. The reason is they kind of, like I said earlier, they grow pretty wide. They're not a real tall tree. They get like 20-25 feet tall, so about the height of one of these over here. But they grow out bushy like one of these over here too, so I want to put it in a place where it's not going to block any good views. I don't want to put it anywhere over here because I'm going to end up clearing all these trees out of here. Put a greenhouse over there and a shop. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna head inside and I'll probably get back with you guys in the morning. Alright guys, it's Tuesday morning. Well, it's not really morning, it's almost afternoon now. It's about 11:30. The weather has certainly changed. It's a bit warmer today. It's about 53 degrees out here right now, with a very light breeze. It's really actually kind of nice. We got some clouds moving in. It's supposed to, on Thursday, rain pretty steadily, off and on. That doesn't make any sense, steadily off and on. Expected about a 1/4 inch of rain. Raining off and on Thursday. I'm not going to be here for that, thank God. So, and then next week it looks like it's going to start snowing here, pretty decent. I think they got a light dusting here about a week or two ago, something like that. But it was just a dusting, nothing stuck really. But from the looks of the weather app, we all know how trustworthy those can be. It looks like it's going to rain pretty good here next week and the week after. Snow. So 'tis the season, you know, and the high temperature is going to be in the 30s, the low is going to be in the teens. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not going to be here for that. We'll see. I probably won't be here till, I may not even come back next month. I'd like to, but I may not be able to. So, haven't done anything really today. I got up kind of late because I didn't sleep very well last night. Kind of up off and on all night. So, haven't done anything really. Just been watching some YouTube, waking up with the dog. Let's see, solar power's doing good. Up to 13.6 when I got up this morning. I'm not sure what it's at now. Watching TV all morning. TV and coffee. We're at 14.2. That's pretty good. Still in bulk mode, but I'm sure that'll go to float here shortly. We're only bringing in about 730 watts. I think I might need to clean my panels. Not sure. Yeah, they're kind of dirty. So I'll probably just let the rain wash them. I haven't cleaned these in, I don't know, almost a year, I think. The rain does a pretty good job. The snow does a really good job of cleaning them. I'm not going to do it this trip, but probably the next trip up, if I can. If this thing isn't super frozen, the next time I come up, I'm going to drain it. I'm starting to lose my footing down there. It's eroding away. This thing's just kind of leaning against the wall of the battery room here. So I'm going to have to fix that. Right now I'm just using this to water any of my trees that I have planted out here. So right now I'm going to take the dog on a walk. We're going to go on a walk and kind of figure out where I'm going to plant that Austrian pine that I bought. Probably going to put it right over there. A little clearing straight ahead there. I don't know. We'll see. See if we see any more critters out there when we're on our walk. Saw some cattle come through last night at about 5. They walked right through there. That's the first sign of cattle I've seen since I've been here in the last couple of days, but they're everywhere. You see their hoof prints everywhere all the time. So all right, I'm gonna let you guys go here so we can go on our walk, and I'll pick it back up here in just a little bit. Well, we're back from our walk. Sadie's had time to rest. I moved my truck over there down the driveway, and she's been inside the whole time. So she comes out now and sees it and thinks it's some stranger. Hey, that's my truck. Anyways, so I figured out where I'm going to plant this tree. Dang it, I always forget the name of it. Anyways, the pine tree that I've been talking about in the video. And I just got a text from a fellow YouTuber. He's got property up here near me. He was asking about the weather and the roads. And I don't know if he's coming up this weekend yet. I'll probably know by the time the video comes out, but it's supposed to snow Saturday and Sunday, so if he comes up, it'll be interesting. Anyhow, let's go take a look over here where I decided to plant the tree. I ran into something interesting. Hey, zip it already. Jeez. Hey. Look at her hair standing up on her back. Hey, that's our truck. Shut up. Come on. Shh. Hey, shh. Quiet. Nobody wants to hear you bark like that. Come on. What are you gonna do? You gonna protect me from a truck? Hey, shh. Anyways, hey, quiet. Quiet, come on. I'm gonna have to go sit on the truck so she'll stop barking. Is that better? You feel safe now? It's not gonna hurt us, the big bad truck? All right. Anyways, I'm sorry for the shaky video, you guys. My recording skills kind of suck, and you know, I don't put a lot of effort into my filming and preparation and all that, because you know, life's too short to spend so much time on YouTube and worry about, you know, editing video and getting the right shot and all that. That's just not me. I record as I go. However, I am going to be getting a gimbal soon, so we won't have all this shaky crap when I'm walking or whatever. So anyways, I decided to put the tree right here, kind of in the bend of my driveway. Oddly enough, it's next to a spot where I had apparently previously planted a tree that didn't survive. I don't know what was there, probably a ponderosa. Hey. So, I know it's a really rocky area here, but I think a lot of this is surface, except for this big son of a bitch right here. That's deep, so is this one. There's a lot of big rocks over here. But anyways, right here, it was pretty clear of rock. So I figured I'd start digging, and I didn't find any rock as I dug down. I got down about 18 inches. Got a bunch of this kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. It's got the like white chalky kind of stuff mixed in with the dark brown, you know, volcanic kind of soil. I'm sure it's got something to do with when that mountain over there blew its top, how many thousands of years ago, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, so I dug a nice hole here, pretty easy digging, no rocks. I used my little chisel here and my hammer to kind of poke holes all the way around the sides and the bottom. A for to allow the water to soak into the dirt better before I plant the tree, and B, so the roots kind of have some place to go, so they're not trying to grow up against a flat surface where the shovel cut through. I brought my first bucket of water over here, poured it in, and as quickly as I poured it in, it was gone. And I was like, what the hell? So I walked over, got another bucket of water, come back, dumped it in there, and same thing. As quickly as I poured it in, it was gone. And slowly this hole developed at the bottom that kind of ran this way underground, and I was like, what the heck? And I mean, that's like 16, 18 inches down. It can't be a gopher, I don't think, and I don't believe it would be a prairie dog. There's no prairie dog mounds around here. There's no gopher holes anywhere around here. There's a lot of rock, so I wouldn't expect a critter like that to be burrowing underground here. So I don't know what that was, but a large enough gap in the ground down there to just take all of the water that I was putting into it. So I put a bunch of the fine stuff that was on this pile here back into that hole that developed, and then I poured some sand in there, and then some of this peat moss mixed with some what do you call it, garden soil, and I kind of just shoved it in that hole, stuffed it in there real good, mixed it around, and then put a bunch of water back in it, churned it up real good, and it seems to be holding water now. It's slowly draining, and that's the way I want it. I want it to drain slowly, not just, you know, no bottom and just completely empty within a second. You know, that's just that's not going to be good for the tree. So I think I got it to a point where it'll drain nice and slow. I hope this is going to be an okay spot for the tree. I hope that underground, whatever it is, hole, gap, whatever that runs this way, I hope it doesn't go too far. My roots get in it and have no soil to grow in. I don't know. It just seemed to be on that side of the hole over there. So I don't know, kind of weird, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought it was pretty interesting that as quickly as I dumped that water in there, it was gone. So I'm gonna get back to planting this thing. Well, I'm gonna let the water drain a little bit more, and then I'm gonna plant this tree. Apparently I still have some what do you call it? Mulch, red mulch, bark, whatever you call it. No, it's not bark. It's chopped up pine is what it is. It's what I usually put on all my trees out here. It does a couple of things. It protects the roots from freezing if you get it a good layer, especially since these roots are so shallow. They're not very developed yet. And it also keeps the ground moist for a longer period of time, especially in the summer when it's dry and we don't have a lot of rain. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to planting this, and I will get back with you guys some point here in a little bit. Once I plant this, I'm gonna start packing things up, probably make some lunch. The weather's perfect out here. It's like 58 degrees. Feels like it's 68 degrees. It's like 72 in the trailer. I couldn't ask for better weather. This is like the perfect weather right now. It's weird that it's the end of November and it's just warm. But in a couple of days, after looking at the weather app, it's going to be very cold here. In the 30s during the day and in the teens at night. So that's typical of this time of year in December. So I'm going to get off here, finish this up, probably get some stuff packed up, make some lunch, and here in a little bit I'm going to leave, probably closer to this evening, probably about 5 or 6. I'm going to leave out of here because I have to work tomorrow. So all right, I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. All right, there's the finished product. One Austrian pine here at the off-grid property. I think it's going to be all right. This is a low traffic area for cows. I don't think they like to walk on all this rock. I don't see any hoof prints really over here. So this tree should be all right. I don't know. They sell these trees over in Prescott, Arizona, which is the same climate as here, same elevation. So I'm assuming this tree will be fine here, if it'll make it through the winter. Went ahead and threw a little bit of water on this tree over here, this ponderosa pine. I think I planted this about a year ago. It seems to be doing just fine, as far as I can tell. It's not super green like it used to be, but still alive, so we'll see. It's been here for a year at least, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't survive after this point. Of course, I did have that Aleppo pine that I planted back behind the trailer about 3.5 years ago, and it was here for what, 2.5 years, and it finally died, which I thought was kind of strange. And it had grown a lot since it was here, so I don't know, weird. Anyways, I'm done planting. I'm done pretty much doing anything around here right now. I wish I didn't have to leave tonight. I'd love to stay here another night. I don't know, we'll see. I may stay another night, I may not. If I do, I'll have to leave tomorrow around 9 or 10, so I can get back in time to get cleaned up and get ready for work. So that's about it, I think, for here. I think right now I'm a little past lunch. It's about 2:20 p.m. I'm gonna go cook some lunch, clean up a little bit, put some stuff away, and then I don't know, we'll see if I stay another night or not. So all right, I'll get back with you guys later. All right, good morning guys. It's Wednesday, November 28th. It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, about 8:20. We are all packed up, locked up, and ready to go. I made sure to shut off my battery kill switch over here this time, as I normally do. Just forgot last time, but yeah. So pulled the slide in. Shouldn't have any more leaks, I hope. I got the inverter shut off, gas is shut off, everything's locked. Hey, I'm going to take her on a quick little walk because she hasn't really been out much today, and then we're going to hit the road. So all in all, it's been a pretty good trip. Great weather, a little breezy as you can tell, but I think it was well worth the trip. So I'm not sure if I'll be back here again in December. I'm going to try to come out here, but you know, you never can tell what's going to happen in the next few weeks or so. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to take her on a quick walk, and then we're going to head out. All right, guys, take it easy, and I will see you in the next video.